It happens here, Swampscott. So you're probably thinking, where's the swamp, right? Well, the word Swampscott has nothing to do with swamp or Scott. It actually comes from the Native American word for red rocks. No, you say it. Swampscott itself is actually tiny, just 3 square miles, but it's had some very notable residents. And here are 2 of them, Governor Charlie Baker and his wife Lauren.
What is it about this town that you love so much that you've decided this is it? This is where we're gonna settle?
The first time we ever spent any time here, and literally we sat on that swing set right over there, and we looked at each other and said, we should probably see if there's some place around here we could live. When we were looking at houses, every house we looked at, the people in it had been there for 30 years. If you go up this street and you read the names on all those monuments, if you live in this town, you'll recognize a lot of those names.
The governor had a lot to say about his town, but like any skilled politician, he's also highly adept at not answering questions.
Where do you go around town? What's your favorite spot to go to?
We're not going to answer that question.
And what's the best beach?
See, we don't play that game, right? I'm not going there.
But what if we even maybe turn the cameras off? Will you give us a little sneak?
That face tells me no. Another notable Swampscotter is this guy, WBZ News Radio's own Carl Stevens.
The thing I like about Swampscott is the very obvious thing, the ocean. I grew up in the Midwest. We don't have many oceans out there. All I got to do is walk across the street and say hello to an inviting, invigorating, and inspiring body of water that lasts all the way to Europe. So it's pretty cool. You know, this is one of the rare places in America where the sun sets over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, you can see work basically from here, so.
Nice reminder that we're not at work right now.
That's very true.
And if you're looking to eat in Swampscott, Carl has suggestions.
If your meal is a hot dog, you'll go to Popo. If your meal is breakfast, go to Lincoln's Landing. If your meal is a pizza,
a lot of
Vietnamese
suggestions.
Restaurant, you got Thai food down there. If your meal is a cheeseburger, go over to Mission on the Bay.
All right, we're going to Mission on the Bay, new restaurant here in Swampscott. It's got a roof deck.
So when you get up here at night, it's like the whole city just glistens. Yeah. So it's like the Emerald City behind us. The town is really is in a giant uplift right now. A lot of political things have happened. A lot of the communities around Boston, it used to be a lot of blue laws, but now my generation is taking over running these towns, and they like having good restaurants and bars close at hand, so they don't have to drive to Boston. And then hopefully we're at the beginning of the new age of starting to bring more of things like this, because this is what communities and this is what towns are looking for now.
So here it is, the seat of political power in Swampscott, and Town Hall has an interesting history of its own.
Town Hall was originally the home of Elihu Thompson, and he built it in the late 1800s. Elihu Thompson was an inventor. He was president of MIT. He was one of the founding principals of the General Electric Company, and he had tremendous contributions to science and technology. He built his own telescope, which sat right here, just about where we're standing.
How big was it?
It was massive.
So this is it.
Elihu Thompson experimented quite extensively with light bulbs. In fact, in this building, he would create light bulbs with platinum filaments, and when they finally burnt out, he would throw them down the walls of this structure. So lore has it that the walls here are filled with platinum from light bulbs that were discarded. Yeah. We're so incredibly lucky to have this in our town, especially a town as small as we are.
The gut of Swampscott is the ocean and the football team. I mean, for a little town, the success that they have had historically is amazing.
Our mascot is the Big Blue.
Whatever that is, yeah.
That's the Big Blue.
That is the Big Blue, yeah.
And this year, Big Blue will be playing on this, a state-of-the-art turf field.
So this is a huge project.
It is.
Paying for something like this is not easy to do.
No, it's not. Residents here are so generous, and if they support something, they're going to come out and they're all in. It's amazing.
By combining private donations and tax money, the town raised over $2 million to create a playing surface that's truly extraordinary in more ways than one.
The Board of Health didn't like the crumb rubber, because they said there's maybe carcinogens in the crumb rubber. I'm not sure I buy that. We decided to use coconut husk. This is the coconut.
Oh, right, so it's not the
crumb rubber.
Yep.
While the debate over crumb rubber is far from settled, the EPA says the level of toxic chemicals in crumb rubber is below levels of concern. Still, Swampscott opted for an infill called geofill, which is more environmentally friendly and helps absorb heat and excess moisture.
So Big Blue.
Yeah, that's right.
How intimidating on a scale from 1 to 10 do you think the mascot is?
1, maybe.
So this is Swampscott, Where the walls are filled with platinum, the fields are full of coconut,
Bagels and humans.
and Carl Stevens still can't stop talking about the food.
Vietnamese restaurant.
Check you later. I'll see you tomorrow. Safe travels, Carl. So guys, where are we going next?